Well, happy Wednesday, my ACA family, my GPWA family, my One Church family. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to the Listening Lab. I'm Pastor Jay, and I hope that you are having a marvelous day. I hope that things have gone well for you today, and I pray that you have been triumphant. I'm so glad and delighted that you are here tonight with us one more time for another week of our Bible study, affectionately known as the Listening Lab. Well, if you haven't done it already, you know what I'm going to ask you to do, right? Hit the share button. Hit the share button. Help Pastor Jay get this gospel out today. Help Pastor Jay get the gospel out today. The gospel is the good news. And that's what we want to spread. That's what we want to share with other people. We want to spread good news. We want to share good news. All right. We don't want to share rumors. We don't want to spread lies. All right. We don't want to sow and spread discord. If we're going to spread anything, let us spread the good news, the gospel of Jesus Christ. Let us show the love of God, spread the love of God, share the love of God abroad to as many as possible. And you can do that by hitting the share button and helping me to get this gospel out to many people that could use some good news today, right? It's going to be a wonderful, wonderful teaching. And I know, and I believe and trust that they'll be blessed by the teaching. If you would make sure they get it, go to the people on your timeline and share it. When you share it, you're saying there's something important happening here that you should pay attention to. All right. Thank you. All right. Once you hit shared, put that in the comments. That lets me know that you're partnering with us in helping to get this gospel out. All right. Once you shared it, just write shared in the comments. Shared. That's letting us know, hey, Pastor Jay, I'm with you. I'm partnering with you to spread the gospel of Jesus Christ, to get this Bible study out. All right. It's free. It don't cost anything to do. Just hit share. You know, wouldn't it be something to stand before the Lord and the Lord ask us, you wouldn't even hit the share button? Like, I'm not asking you to go door to door right now. I'm not asking you to put pluggers on cars and in mailboxes. I'm asking you on the device that you're on that has share at the bottom to hit share. And I would not want to stand before the Lord for him to say, you wouldn't even hit the share button. You wouldn't even spread the gospel by just hitting share. It doesn't cost you anything. It's just share. All right. Thank you. I see some of you all are doing it. I appreciate that. Thank you for helping us to do that. As you all know, I always participate. I'm not going to ask you to do anything that I'm not willing to do myself. And so I am sharing it as well. All right. Also going to ask, if you don't mind, to tag 3 people. All right. These are specific names. To hit the @ button. In the comments, go to @ and then put that person's name. If they're on Facebook, they'll get a personal invitation. All right. I want you to personally invite 3 people. Personally invite 3 people that you know will benefit. All right. Personally invite 3 people, just three people Think about 3 people that you know what, this person could use a word. This person will be blessed by this teaching tonight. Go ahead and do that. All right. I appreciate it. I thank you for that. This helps us get the gospel out. This helps us with the algorithms. This helps us to make sure as many eyes as possible can be on what we're doing tonight for the Listening Lab. I thank you for it. Well, we had a marvelous time in church last Sunday. The Lord blessed us to minister the word of the Lord. And we are thankful to God for that opportunity. And God meets us every week here at 5138 West Division, Another Chance Assembly in Chicago, Illinois, on the west side at 10 o'clock a.m. every Sunday. That's where we are. All right. I want you to be there. I want you to meet us there. I want you to come be a part of what we're doing. Come experience the love of God. Come experience a move of God. Come hear a word from the Lord to help you with the direction of your life. All right. We would love you to come. We just had a marvelous time. Sunday, last weekend was marvelous in our community day. We have other things coming up, such as I'm going off the top of my head. August 18th, we have our back to school bash that our young people are presenting. We're giving away book bags and school material. We're going to have everything's going to be in the parking lot. Food, prizes, games, free throw contests, 3-point contests, face painting. All right, it's going to be the works. It's going to be a great time, great music. All right, it's going to be a really good time of fellowship. Want you to come and be a part of that August 18th. Also, would like for you to sponsor a book bag. I sponsor a book bag for $25. All right, once you sponsor a book bag, we'll make sure the person that receives the book bag that you sponsor, your name will be on there so that they will know who sponsored that book bag for them. And so we ask that you do that. $25 gets the book bag and gets all of the school materials in there. And you can help sponsor a young person as they go back to school this year. All right. So I appreciate that. You don't have to just sponsor one. You can sponsor as many as you would like. Our goal is 150. And so we want you to help us to reach that goal so we can bless the kids, all of those that come to be a part of that community day. It's going to be a grand time. So dress comfortably that Sunday. Okay. Because after church, we're going right out into the back to school bash fest. And it's going to be great, good fun, great fellowship. All right. So get ready for that. And then the singles have something coming out, but I can't tell y'all about that yet. Just get ready. The single is about to do something. It's going to be phenomenal. All right. I've talked long enough. Let me get into it. Thank you all for those that have shared it. I appreciate you. We get ready to get into the word of the Lord. Father, help us now. Give us clarity of thought and speech, asking for precision of thought. Give us the articulation to declare your word, asking for revelation, knowledge, and insight. Bless the hearers of your word that we may also be doers of it, those that are watching it live, and also those that will watch the replay. Let your anointing rest upon it. Thank you for the victory that you've given us, and we'll walk in it. In Jesus' mighty name, amen. All right. Well, 2 weeks ago, we started a series. We were off last week for the National Convention, the Pentecostal Assemblies of the World National Convention, to support that. But 2 weeks ago, we started a series entitled A Productive Life. A Productive Life. Y'all remember that? A productive life is what we're talking about. So we're going to finish that up, or as much as possible. I probably will finish it today. Want to continue with that. We're going to jump in from our foundational scripture. Remember, it was in John 15:1. John 15, chapter 15, verse number 1, 1 through 7. I'll read it quickly. He says, the Bible says, I am the true vine, and my Father is the husbandman. Every branch in me that beareth not fruit, he taketh away. And every branch that beareth fruit, he purgeth it, that it may bring forth more fruit. Now you are clean through the words which I have spoken unto you. Verse 4, abide in me, and I in you. As the branch cannot bear fruit of itself, except it abide in the vine, no more can you, except you abide in me. I am the vine. He's very clear here. Very distinct here. I am the vine. Don't get it twisted. Okay. I am the vine. This is my place. This is my position. You are the branches. Stay in your lane. I'm the vine. You are the branches. We can never get that twisted, ladies and gentlemen. Whenever we start feeling like we're the vine. No. He's the vine, we are the branches. He that abideth in me and I in him, the same bringeth forth a little fruit, some fruit. No. The same bringeth forth much fruit, for without me you can do nothing. Verse 6, if a man abide not in me, he is cast forth as a branch and is withered, and men gather them and cast them into the fire, and they are burned. Final verse, verse 7, if you abide in me and my words abide in you, you shall ask what you will, and it will be done unto you. Verse 7, allow me to reiterate it. If you abide in me and my words abide in you, you can ask what you will, and it will be done unto you. If you abide in me, my words in you, ask what you will, it will be done for you. Again, we're teaching from the topic, a productive life. A productive life, right? And just a little bit of review. We ended talking 2 weeks ago as it relates to if we're going to have a productive life. We sort of ended around the term of being disciplined, right? Because a productive life is a disciplined life. A productive life is a disciplined life. Discipline, remember, is a pattern of behaviors. That's what discipline is. What is discipline? Come on, note takers, y'all put it in there for me. Discipline is a pattern of behaviors. What do you do consistently is your discipline. What is a pattern? A pattern is something designed or used as a model for making things. A pattern is a model used, something designed or used as a model for making things. So my discipline is a pattern of my behaviors, and my pattern is what's designed as a model. So in other words, this is just review. My discipline becomes the model for my desires to be manifested. My discipline is my pattern of behaviors become the model, what I create, what I discover, what I do, what I build that's used to model for, as a model for what I'm making. My discipline becomes the model for the desires or for my desires that I want to be manifested. What do you want in your life? Well, what are the disciplines in your life? Who do you want to be in your life? What are the disciplines in your life? My discipline becomes the model for my desires to be manifested. My desires, ladies and gentlemen, will know what to look like because of my disciplines. See, we know what you want to look like. Your desires know what it want to look like based on the disciplines, the pattern of behaviors that one consistently does. Nothing happens by osmosis. It's not happening by accident. All right. Nobody oops into success. Nobody oops into discipline. Nobody fumbles across discipline. It's a pattern of behaviors. And now my desires will know what to look like because of my disciplines. My desires say, oh, that's what we're doing. My desire says, oh, that's how we operating. My desire says, oh, that's how we're moving. Right? Your discipline is the difference between, here it is, actually doing something versus daydreaming about something. That's what happens. My discipline is the difference between actually working for something versus me just sitting back wishing for it. I wish I had some money. I wish I had a business. I wish I had a website. I wish I had this. I wish I had that. Well, my discipline makes the distinct difference between what you actually do versus what one actually daydreams about. Because desire with no discipline really just brings a temporary satisfaction that yields, here it is, no fruit. I am the vine, you are the branches. If I have desire with no discipline, I only have a temporary satisfaction, because daydreaming does bring a temporary satisfaction. Wishing for something can bring a temporary satisfaction, but neither of those will yield any fruit in your life. Daydreaming about it does not yield fruit. Doing it does. Wishing for it doesn't yield fruit. Working it does, right? So again, desire with no discipline brings a temporary satisfaction that yields no fruit. And ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, we want to be fruit bearers. You will know them, you shall know them by their fruit. We want to be fruit bearers. All right. We are known by the fruit we bear. Desire with no discipline gives a temporary satisfaction, but it does not produce fruit. And this is not always easy. Difficulty really may be the road that leads to your next level, and discipline is the price of admission. So I'm not saying this is easy. I'm not saying you can do this with no opposition and no problems. I'm saying it's going to be difficult, right? Difficulty is the road that leads to your next level, because you have pushback, because you have things trying to hold you down and hold you back. But it's your discipline. It is my discipline. It is our discipline that really becomes the price of admission. How do you know you will attain it? Because I paid for it through my discipline. Come on, talk to me. That's how I know I'm going to get it. Why? That's how I know I belong here. Why? I paid for this through my discipline, and I've yielded fruit. So it's really just the immature individual that refuses to be disciplined, because quiet is kept. Come in closer. Let me tell you something. Quiet is kept. It agitates their comfort. Immature people don't want to be disciplined because, I'm talking in the mic. Y'all don't see the mic. Immature people don't want to be disciplined because it agitates their comfort. Uh-oh. I don't want to do that. I don't want to have to get up and do that. I don't want to have to go out of my way. I don't want to have to sacrifice. I don't want there to be pain. I don't want there to be effort. I don't want to have to use my strength. Immature people refuse to be disciplined, not because they can't. They refuse to be. They refuse to be disciplined because discipline is going to agitate our comfort. Comfort and convenience, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, comfort and convenience are not ingredients of greatness. You show me somebody great, I'll show you somebody uncomfortable that has experienced being uncomfortable and inconvenienced. You show me a great church, I'll show you a church that has had to sacrifice, that has been inconvenienced and uncomfortable. You show me a great corporation, I'll show you a corporation of people who have had to be uncomfortable and inconvenienced. All right? Because comfort and convenience are not ingredients one uses for greatness. It is that undisciplined life that thinks they can attain greatness from the comfort of their, hypothetically speaking, the comfort of their couch. Undisciplined people, the undisciplined life, thinks that I can have the same thing that those that have sacrificed and lived a life of discipline can have from my couch. I don't have to be inconvenienced. I don't have to be uncomfortable. I don't have to give any extra effort. I don't have to give any extra money. I don't have to give any extra time. I don't have to stay up late. I don't have to get up early. I don't have to navigate things throughout my day because I'm trying to make something happen. I can have the same level of comfort, the same level of success from the comfort of my couch. That's the undisciplined life that thinks that way. I can have it from my couch, hypothetically speaking, from my couch, the couch of thinking the same way. Right? What is insanity? It's been said insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. So from my hypothetical couch, I feel like I can attain greatness. I can bear fruit. I can bear much fruit by thinking the same way, by continuing to live an undisciplined life, by keeping the same company around me. I don't have to change my surroundings. I can keep the same friends around me who aren't trying to accomplish anything, who are not trying to achieve anything. They're my day one. Well, just because they're your day one doesn't mean they're going to be your day 100. Everybody you start with, you won't finish with. So as we continue to live a disciplined life so that we can bear much fruit, there's going to have to be a change in our surroundings. There's going to have to be a change in the company that we keep. Why? Because you're going to have to be around people who think on a higher level, who act on a higher level, who operate on a higher level, who move with a different mindset. I can't be around people that got the same bad habits as me, and they're not trying to get out of it, and they're not helping me to get out of it. I can't keep the same bad habits and think I might have a great level of success. I can't live on the hypothetical couch of, well, I'll just wait until the new year starts and then I'm going to start my journey. No, it'll be a new year, but the same you. Right? Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, God is raising up mature people. This is why certain things that maybe you used to have a tolerance for, you don't have it anymore. Why? Because God is elevating your level of maturity. There are some things you're like, I don't tolerate that. I don't even want to hear that. I don't even want to hear that. Girl, did you know? I don't even want to hear that. I have no tolerance for that foolishness. That's below my pay grade. Y'all don't want to talk to me. God is raising up mature people. People that live a disciplined lifestyle. Right? When you live a disciplined life as it relates to your physical body, you don't let everything enter into your body. You don't eat everything. You don't drink everything. You live a disciplined life. And people that do, you like, I can't be a part of those gatherings. I can't be a part of what you're doing. I can't eat what you're eating. Why? Because I'm living a disciplined life that's yielding different results than what doing what you do brings to my life. So I have no tolerance for that stuff anymore. Because why? I've matured in that area. Maybe there was a time when I wanted to hear the latest gossip. Maybe there was a time, and such were some of you. There was a time that I did want to hear that. There was a time that I was a part of the gossiping committee. There was a time that I wanted to know and what was happening, and I would spread gossip. I would spread rumors. There was a time that I did do these things that were undisciplined, but that's not who I am now. I've matured from that place. I've leveled up from an undisciplined life to a life of discipline or a life of maturity. When I was a child, I thought as a child, I spoke as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. Somebody put it in the comments and say, put the toys away. Woo! I preached that message years ago. Probably 15, 20 years ago, I preached that. Probably 20 years ago now. I preached a message called, I Put Away My Toys. Put it in the comments, y'all. Put the toys away. Put the toys away. Put the toys away. All right? I'm matured now. I've matured in that area. Put the toys away. What are the toys? The toys are wishing for it, but not working for it. Put them toys away. That's what the undisciplined life does. What are the toys? The toys are shouting in church about it, but not doing what God told me to do after I leave church. That's what the immature do. That's what the undisciplined life does. I got to put them toys away. Put them toys away, posting about what you're going to do, but never actually operating and positioning yourself in a place to carry out what you said you're going to do. Right? Put them toys away. Yeah. See, God will have a people that's willing to walk in discipline. Here it is, in order to manifest the fruit of the Father on earth. God said, I'm going to have some folk who will bear fruit. I'm going to have some people that's going to manifest the fruit of the Father. I'm going to have some people in the earth realm. Come on, somebody, that when others look at them, they're going to say, you belong to God. God's hand is on your life. They're going to look at you and declare you have a productive life, not just a productive season, not just a productive month, not even just a productive year. You're going to have a productive life. Why? Because I manifest the fruit of the Father in the earth realm. I live a disciplined life. I put away immaturity. I put away my toys, and I understand I'm connected to the vine. And there's an expectation. We're about to get into it. When you're connected to the vine, there's an expectation that you got to have. Look at John 15:2. Put that in the comments. John chapter 15, verse number 2. Bible says, every branch in me that beareth not fruit, he taketh away. And every branch that beareth fruit, he purges it, that it may bring forth more fruit. Woo! Did you hear that? Every branch in me that beareth not fruit, he's getting rid of it. And every branch that's bearing fruit, he's not getting rid of it. He's going to purge it so it can bring forth more fruit. So every branch that bears no fruit, he removes. So then a lack of discipline, here it is, detaches me from destiny. That's why a disciplined life is important. I want to have a productive life, then I have to have a disciplined life, because a lack of discipline detaches me from destiny. Why? Because every branch in him that beareth not fruit, he's detaching from him. He's removing. He's taking it away. A lack of discipline detaches you and I from destiny. If I'm not producing, if you're not producing, then the question is, why? Why are you not producing? Why are you not bearing fruit? Why? What is it that's distracting you and I and keeping us from bearing fruit? What is it that's doing that? What is it that has our attention, that's keeping us on the level of immaturity to the point that we cannot produce on the level of expectation that one should, that's connected to the vine? There's an expectation when you're connected to the vine. Good God Almighty. And when that expectation is not being met, God, removes the branches. Come on, somebody. So here it is. When you consider what the enemy will do, whenever the enemy distracts, he's really trying to detach. All right? Because an undisciplined life detaches you and I from destiny. So whatever the enemy, or wherever the enemy distracts, he's trying to detach. So what is he trying to distract you at? Is that where you're not producing is an area of distraction. He's trying to detach you from that area because you should be producing. I should be producing. Well, how come I'm not? Why? Because I'm distracted. Why am I being distracted? So that you can be detached. What did the serpent do with Eve? Distracted her. in order to detach her, right? The enemy will never bother us in an area that he wants us to stay connected to. He's never going to distract you in that area. Anything that he wants you to stay connected to, he's going to let you be. He's going to have at it. I want you to stay connected to that. Why? Because you will never bear fruit in that area. And that's what I want you to have. I want you to have a life of no productivity. I want you to have a life of not bearing fruit. So stay connected to those things. But if there's distraction, there's an indication that he's trying to detach you from something. Let the light bulb go off in your head when you see the enemy distracting you or attempting to distract you in an area. You're like, oh, why is he trying to detach me? Why is he trying to get my attention off of what I should be doing? The distractions of today, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, will prevent all of us from the destiny of our tomorrow. So we must have a discipline in our lives so it can fuel us to the place of moving forward. If I'm distracted today, it's messing with the destiny of tomorrow. If I'm distracted today, it's messing with my future in tomorrow. So yeah, let me distract you today so I can detach you from today so that I can remove or detach you from the future of your destiny. That's why you're distracted today. That's why you have these things coming at you today, to get you and I off of focus. That's why these trials come that the enemy brings, to get us off of focus. That's why the temptations come, to get you and I off of focus. Yes, you look good. Yes, you are attractive. Yes, you have it going on, but you ain't that fine. All right. It's a distraction. Put it in the comments. Don't be distracted. Don't be distracted. It's coming to distract you. Those temptations are coming to distract you. It's coming to detach you from the future of your tomorrow. The distraction is happening today because of what it's trying to detach you from in the future. It's not simply because you're all that. A friend of mine was teasing me about that the other day. She was like, I ain't heard nobody say all that in a long time. You're telling off on your age. And we don't even say all that. We say all that. You ain't all that. Right? No, it's a distraction that's trying to bring a detachment. Don't be distracted. Let that distraction be an indication that the enemy is trying to remove my focus from what I should be doing. We got to have that discipline in our lives so it can fuel our will to keep moving forward. That's what the discipline does. It's beyond motivation. It's beyond excitement, right? It's beyond that. It's beyond enthusiasm. Discipline fuels your will to stay focused. So when I'm not enthused, I'm going to do it because I'm disciplined. When I'm not excited, I'm going to do it because I'm disciplined. When I don't feel motivated, I'm going to still get myself up and do it. Why? Because I'm disciplined. It is my discipline that fuels my will to move forward so that these distractions won't detach me from my destiny. Are you with me out there? All right. Let's talk about that. Don't be distracted. Thank y'all for putting it in there. Put this in. Look at John 4:31. I'm going to read 31 through 34. All right. Because that scripture really is dealing with understanding your focus, right? Because Jesus gives us an example of how you have to stay focused, even when people may mean well. You got to maintain your focus as to what God told you to do. We have to mature to a place where we no longer hold people at fault for what they don't understand that God told us to do, while at the same time, we don't allow what they don't understand to stop us from doing what God told us to do. And Jesus is giving us an example here of how not to be distracted from what you are called to do, but how to maintain a level of discipline in your life, even when what people are suggesting is not necessarily a bad thing, right? Every distraction is not an evil thing, right? It's not an evil thing. It's just wrong for you at this time because it's putting you off of your focus. That's what makes it a distraction. It's a distraction because it's taking me from the course of action, come on, y'all, that I should be doing. That I should be doing. All right. All distractions don't come in the form of a boogeyman. Some distractions come in the form of, let's go to the movies. But going to the movies is a distraction if it's happening at a time or being presented to me at a time when I'm supposed to be studying. Y'all don't want to talk. Come on, y'all. Come on. Right? And if I allow myself to be distracted, it's going to detach me from my destiny. So all distractions are not in the form of something ugly or something devilish. There are some things which we're about to read in the text that are not necessarily evil. It's just wrong for you because it's going to take you from the course of action that you should be operating in. Y'all got what I'm saying? If you get what I'm saying, let me see the hearts and the likes. I want to make sure y'all got that piece. All right, let me see the hearts and the likes. So when we say don't be distracted, that's what we're saying. Don't be removed or don't leave what you should be doing for something that's going to take you from the course of action that should be happening in your life at that time and in that moment. All right, good. I see it. Good. Thank you. All right. So anything good and bad can be a distraction. John 4:31. Talking about Jesus shows us the example here. John 4:31, the Bible says, in the meanwhile, his disciples prayed him, saying, Master, eat. His disciples were begging him, talking to Jesus, Jesus, you need to eat. Come on now, eat. You've been out here doing ministry. You've been working. We've been walking. I'm begging you. I'm praying. I'm asking you. I beseech you, eat. You need some nourishment in your body. Eat. You're going to need strength for the journey. Eat. Now that's not in and of itself evil, but it's a distraction at that moment. Look at verse 32. I'm in St. John chapter number 4. I'm reading verse 32. I'm going to read 31 through 34. Y'all put that in the comments. Verse 32 said, but Jesus said unto them, I have meat to eat that you know not of. Again, this goes back to there are people that don't understand your discipline. Oh, I just said something. There are people that don't understand your disciplines. And so because they don't understand your discipline, they're doing and saying what they think is best for you based on their needs, based on their desires, even based on their wants. Some people won't understand your disciplines. And so when they speak to you, they're speaking to you based on their own personal desires, needs, and wants. Come on, eat, because I'm hungry. I need to eat something. Come on, Jesus needs you to eat something now because, man, I need strength for this journey. My stomach over here growling. I heard one person say, my stomach is touching my back. I'm hungry. So you need to eat, Jesus. And Jesus said, I have meat to eat that you know not of. Look at verse 33. Therefore it said the disciples one to another, has any man brought him something to eat? So now they're saying, oh, somebody must have brought him. Who brought him something to eat? Jesus must have ate already. When he said, I have meat to eat that you know not of, they're saying, oh, somebody must have brought him something to eat. Somebody must have dropped a fish sandwich off to him from Doc's. All right, somebody must have already got him something. Who brought him something to eat? Right? Who brought him something to eat? Look at verse 34. Jesus saith unto them, my meat is to do the will of him that sent me and to finish his work. I'm sustained by doing what the Lord has told me to do. I'm nourished by completing the work that God has called me here to do. I find strength in the disciplines of living a life of maturity that's connected to what God has declared over my life. Jesus said unto them, my meat is to do the will of him that sent me and finish his work. You need to eat that. That's what you need to do. That's not what sustains me. That's what sustains you. And although what I'm doing in my discipline may be an inconvenience to you, I can't get distracted because you don't understand my discipline. You got to understand what people think you need and what you actually need is not always the same. What people think you need and what you actually need is not always the same. I've had people say it to me, well, Jarrett, this is what you need to do. Well, if it was me, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't go about it that way. Or if it was me, I would do this. I would handle that. Well, it's not you. It's me. If it was you, I'm sure you would do it that way. But that's not my discipline. That's not my meat. That's not what sustains me. What sustains me is to do the will of him that sent me. It's to do the will of God and finish what he sent me here to do. Because what people think you need and what you actually need may not be the same. And they can mean well, but it still won't work. The disciples meant well in this sense. Hey, Jesus, we need to eat. We've been journeying. I don't know why I have trouble saying that word. We've been on a journey for a long time. I know you're hungry. That's not a bad thing. They mean well, but it's still not what sustains Jesus. Right? All you need a hug. That's what you need. Well, some people may need a hug, but that may not be what I need. What I may need is someone to stimulate the creativity in me so I can produce on a greater level. And I'm not going to get that from a hug. What I need to do is get in a room full of thinkers. I don't need a hug. I need to get around some thinkers. I need to get around some people that's going to stimulate my creativity. You think I need a hug because that's what you would need in this moment. What I need is some stimulation from some innovative people. I need to get in a room with some creativity. Some people may say what you need is some money. You need a few dollars. That may be what you need. But at this moment, that's not what I need. What I need is an opportunity at the table to show what I'm able to do to impact this world. I don't need any money. I need an opportunity. I need to be invited to the table. That's what I need. I don't need money. That may be what you need, but that's not my meat. That's not my discipline. That's not what I need in this moment. Now, people mean well, but just because that's what they want you to have doesn't mean that's what you need. Jesus is saying what I need and what you want to give me is different. You got to give me what I need. In essence, Jesus is saying, if I take what you want me to have, it becomes a distraction. Even though it's a nice gesture. Oh God, I'm about to dance. Even though it's a nice gesture, even though it's a thoughtful suggestion, it becomes a distraction if I take what you want me to have and it's not according to the disciplines, purpose, or direction of my life. It can be a kind gesture, but it now becomes a distraction. And that distraction is going to detach me from destiny because it's keeping me off of focus. And if I'm detached from destiny, I cannot bear fruit. And any branch connected to the vine that's not producing fruit, he removes it. I'm about to say something. ACA, GPWA, one church, I'm about to say something. If you're ready to hear this, go crazy on the likes and the hearts. Come on, I got to say this, but I need to know y'all still in the Bible study. Y'all still in the lab? Y'all still in the lab out there? I'm looking. Okay. Yeah. Good. All right. Still got some of y'all in the lab. Good. It can be a kind gesture and still be a distraction if it's going to take me off the course of action as it relates to my purpose and destiny. So here it is. Y'all ready? So you're going to have to risk hurting their feelings by refusing their offer. But you cannot risk hurting your function by refusing your destiny. I'm going to say it again. That's a kind gesture, but I can't do that because it becomes now a distraction. I'm just trying to be nice. That's great. But nice is a distraction if it's taking me off the course of action that God has purposed me for. So I'm going to have to risk hurting your feelings by telling you, no, thank you. And refusing your offer, even though it's a kind gesture, I'm going to have to refuse your offer. But what I cannot do is risk hurting my function or my purpose or my destiny or my direction by refusing what God has called me to do. I'm going to have a productive life. And I understand that in order to have a productive life, sometimes people won't be happy with you. And you're going to just have to risk that. Jesus, get you something to eat. Jesus said, yeah, I'm going to have to hurt your feelings. I have meat that you know not of. My meat is to do the will of him that sent me and finish his work. Your kind gesture is a distraction for me because that's not what I need to be sustained as it relates to my destiny in this moment. This is a destiny moment, and I'm here to live a productive life. Are you with me? You may hurt their feelings, but it's going to help your function. Talk to him, Pastor Jay. Time is moving. I said you may hurt their feelings, but it will help your function. And sometimes we're so feeling based that we don't produce in our function. We're not producing fruit in our function. And we're more worried about how people feel about us than we are producing fruit. It doesn't matter if they like you or not, if when God comes to examine us, he don't see any fruit. Well, I didn't want to hurt their feelings. Well, God is going to say, but where's the fruit? Well, I didn't want them to feel bad. Where's the fruit? Well, I didn't want them to not like me. Where's the fruit? So I'm going to have to risk hurting some people's feelings because I'm trying to bear fruit. Because even a kind gesture can be a distraction if it takes me off the course of destiny that purpose is calling me to. All right? Y'all got it? Good. So when we decide that we want a life that produces fruit, we'll have to. It's mandated that we stay faithful to the call of God. When we say, I want to live a life of productivity, I want to live a life of discipline, then I have to, it's mandated that I stay faithful to the call of God, what God has called me to do for such a time as this. Jesus said his commitment is to stay connected to the will of God, to the will of him that sent him and finish his work. I'm committed to the call that God has on my life. If you want to see God's purpose fulfilled in your life, it is determined, here it is, by your connection. You want to see the manifestation of God's call in your life? It's determined by your connection. Jesus said, my commitment is to stay connected to the will of the Father, to the will of God. If Jesus had to stay connected, What about you? What about me? I cannot and will not be successful and disconnected. I have to be connected to the will of God. I have to be connected to the vine because I am the branch. If I want to see God's purpose fulfilled in my life, it is determined by my connection. You know what I'm about to ask. Who are you connected to? Who are you connected to? Who? Who are you connected to? Years ago, I heard the story of a pastor who had a member come to his church. And the member came to the new pastor's church with a letter. She left a former church and she had a letter for the new pastor to give him. You know, that's what order is. And I know y'all ain't gonna like this part at all. I know some people, I ain't gonna say y'all. I know some people some of y'all don't know nothing about this type of structure as it relates to church. Right? But I am of the persuasion that, why am I doing this? I am of the persuasion that one shouldn't just up and leave a ministry without any type of notice. Okay? Stay with me. Stay with me. I'm not saying give a 2-week notice. I'm saying there should be some type of notice. That notice may come in the form of a conversation. Hey, you know, Pastor, I'm going to be leaving the ministry. I want to thank you for the time that I had here. I'm going to be moving forward, going to another ministry, asking that you keep me in prayer, and I pray much success for this church. It may come in the form of a conversation. It may come in the form of a letter that you write to the pastor. It can come in the form of an email, a text message. There should be some type of notice. I think you talk about church hurt. I think one of the most hurtful things for pastors, not the most hurtful, but one of the most hurtful things for pastors is to not know a member has left. And the first notice you get is when you notice them at somebody else's church. Be like, oh, you notice them. I've had people. Okay. Let me see that. I'm about to look at me. I'm gonna have to say that for after nap chat. All right. Yeah, you should give a notice. Should give a notice and say something. Say something. All right. So that's a protocol. Say something. Don't just up and leave. I don't even know how I got on that. I was making a point. All right. Oh, the example with the pastor and about connections. Say something. Don't just up and leave. Say something. So the new pastor, the member came, hey, pastor, I want to join the church. I got a letter from my old church. The new pastor said, oh, well, thank you. Said, but I won't need to read the letter. And they said, oh, okay then. And so one of the assistants asked the pastor, well, pastor, how come you don't need to read the letter? It said, oh, all I need to do is watch and see who they connect with. And who they connect with will tell me more about them than this letter. I ain't against letters. That's just proper protocol, right? You should do that. But the point I'm making is connection. That pastor was saying, I'm going to know who you are based on who you connect with. So if I see you gravitate toward the negative people that go to the church, I'm be like, oh, okay. If I see you gravitate toward the committed people that go to the church, I'll be like, oh, okay. I'm looking at who you gravitate toward. I'm looking to see who you're connected to, because who we are connected to speaks volumes as to who we are. I've said this before. John Maxwell said, if your four closest friends are broke, you're the fifth one, right? Because we are who we're connected to. All right. We are who we're connected to. And so Jesus is connected to the will of God. He's committed to being connected to the will of God and finish his work. I'm committed to that. And so if Jesus is disciplined enough to be connected to the will of God, what about you and I? Who are you connected to? You're a branch. What vine are you connected to? If you're going to be fulfilled by the purpose that God has in your life, then that's going to be determined by your connection. Your connection. All right, St. John 15:5. Y'all still there? All right. St. John 15:5. It says, I am the vine, you are the branches. He that abideth in me, and I in him, the same bringeth forth much fruit, for without me you can do nothing. It won't even work if you're not connected to me. You won't produce, can't produce if you're not connected to me. I'm the vine. Don't get it twisted. All right. God is not here because of you. You are here because of God. I am the vine. You are the branches. If you abide in me, all right, it is in me that you live. It is in me that you move. It is in me that you have your being. If you abide in me, if you live in me, if you dwell in me, this is not a visiting place. This is not a vacation spot. This is not a spot you come to when you're nervous and scared only. This is not a place you come to when you're lonely only. This is not a place you come to when you have a need only. You live here. He that abideth in me lives in me, and I live in them. The same will bring forth not just some fruit, but much fruit. Let me read it out the Message Bible. The Message Bible says, still St. John 15:5. I got to hurry up. I got to finish this, y'all. Message Bible says, I am the vine, you are the branches. When you're joined with me and I with you, the relationship is intimate, organic. The harvest is sure to be abundant. Separated, you can't produce a thing. I'm the vine, you're the branches. When you're joined with me and I'm joined with you, this relationship is intimate. This ain't a part-time love. It's an intimate relationship. It's an organic relationship. It ain't made up. It's organic. The harvest is sure. It's going to happen. It's got to happen. It will happen because I'm in you. I'm joined to you. You're joined to me. The harvest is got to happen. Somebody put in the comments, it will happen. I got to close. Come on. It will happen. If I'm joined to him, he's joined with me. It will happen. And it's sure to be abundant. It's going to be big. It's going to be exceeding abundantly above. There shall be surplus. But separated from me, you can't produce anything. Look at verse 6. Anyone who separates from me is dead wood, gathered up and thrown on the bonfire. Verse 7. But if you make yourselves at home with me, this is the Message Bible, and my words are at home in you, you can be sure that whatever you ask will be listened to and acted upon. Y'all don't know when to dance. I'm talking about a productive life. If you make yourselves at home with me and my words are at home, they live with you. Thy word have I hid in my heart that I might not sin against you. You can be sure that whatever you ask will be listened to and acted upon. God said, I hear you and I'll do it. Why? Because you're at home with me and my words are at home with you. See, the fruit of the faithful will be manifested in their connection to the vine. What's the fruit? The fruit of the faithful will be manifested by their connection to the vine. What's the fruit? Galatians 5:22 and 23. Galatians chapter 5, put in the comments. I got to go. Verses 22 through 23. Y'all know what it is. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, forbearance, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Against such there is no law. My connection to God won't desire anything that won't produce fruit. As a matter of fact, if you're connected to the vine, we should see the fruit of love, joy, and peace. If you're connected to the vine, we should see forbearance and kindness. How you going to be mean and you connected to the vine? How are you known for being a mean person? Whenever somebody tries to convince me they're not mean, that's more of an indication that they are mean. Because people that are not mean don't try to convince people that they're not mean. People that are not mean don't go around saying, I'm not mean. You know I'm not mean. Yes, you are. You're trying to convince me that you're not mean, but you're mean. Because people that are not mean just aren't mean. They're kind. Come on, somebody. They're loving, right? Another fruit of the Spirit, kindness, goodness, faithfulness. I'm committed. No, you're not. You come when you want. I'm faithful. No, you're not. You do it when you feel like it. A fruit of the Spirit is faithfulness. If we're connected to the vine, we ought to produce the fruit of faithfulness, gentleness. Don't handle people so harshly. Don't handle people any type of way. Gentleness. I'm mindful of how I talk to you. I'm mindful as to how I respond to you. Gentleness. I'm not dismissive of people. Gentleness. I talk to people, not at people. Gentleness. Come on. We're talking about a productive life where it's going to be connected to the vine to produce fruit. Gentleness. Self-control. My emotions aren't all over the place. Self-control. And one of the greatest manifestations of seeing self-control is when things are going out of control. Self-control is when manifested when you don't have control of contributing factors. You now have self-control. I have a determining factor. I'm going to control self when I can't control the contributing factors. That's the fruit of the Spirit. I'm bearing fruit. Why? Because I'm connected to the vine. And because I'm connected to the vine, I have self-control. I ain't losing it because of the stuff that's happening around me. It's just stuff just going crazy. That's why I'm acting this way. No, you got fruit, don't you? Self-control. Against such, there is no law. I'm done. My connection to God won't desire anything that don't produce fruit. My connection to God won't desire anything that doesn't produce fruit. All right. If it does not produce fruit, avoid it. All right. Put that in the comments. I'm closing. If it doesn't produce fruit, avoid it. All right. If it doesn't produce fruit, avoid it. He says, after I'm done with you, you're going to produce much fruit. So I cannot be connected to things that don't benefit my life, that don't produce fruit in my life. I cannot be connected to things that don't produce joy, that don't produce the fruit of kindness and love and goodness and faithfulness and temperance and gentleness and self-control. I got to stay faithful because that's producing fruit. I got to stay committed. Why? Because that's producing fruit. My patience is producing fruit. My kindness is producing fruit. Come on, somebody. My self-control is producing fruit. I got a life of productivity. I got a productive life because I bear fruit, because I'm connected to the vine and I'm not distracted from anything that will remove me from the vine and producing fruit. How are you going to have a productive life? Stay connected. Stay connected. Stay connected. Don't be distracted. Stay connected. Put that in the comments and I'm closing. Stay connected. Stay connected. Come on, put it in there. Stay connected. I went over time, but I had to finish it tonight. Stay connected. Stay connected. Don't let people talk you out of where God has called you to. Stay connected. Stay connected to where God has told you to be. Stay connected. Don't be distracted by people. You over there? You going to stay over there? I don't know if I would stay. I don't know what they doing over there. Stay connected. What did God tell you to do? Your discipline may not be their discipline. You stay connected to the vine. You stay connected to where God has purpose for you to be so that you can produce more fruit. I'm gone. I'm leaving. I'm going to let it go. That's right. Thank y'all for putting it in there. Stay connected. Yep. I see it. Stay connected. Stay connected. Stay connected. I love y'all with the love of God. Thank you for being on tonight. If you haven't shared this already, I want you to hit the share button and share it. Let's get it out to as many people as possible. I want to see you at church this Sunday for another powerful time at Another Chance Assembly, 5138 West Division, Chicago, Illinois. Come to church. We start at 10 a.m. Come to church. Be in the building. Be in the place. Be in the presence of other believers. And if you just absolutely cannot make it, then join us online at one of our streaming platforms, be it Another Chance Assembly or Gathering Place Worship Assembly on Facebook or on YouTube on any of those pages. All right. One church. And we're thankful to the Lord for that. I'll see you Sunday, 10 o'clock a.m. May the Lord bless you real good. Share this with somebody that you know be blessed by it. I love you all with the love of God. And until we see each other again, that may be days from now, I know we're still together because we're both connected. We're all connected to the vine, and we're going to stay connected. God bless you. We'll see you soon in Jesus' name.
Thank you for being a part of another GPWA experience. Don't miss a single broadcast or any content that we're creating. Go now and subscribe and or follow us on all of our platforms. Be sure to like and share the gospel. We love you with the love of Christ. We'll see you next time at GPWA.